Hey everybody, it's Princess Castleberry, the Wellness Risk Manager, and I have had some very big goals over the past few years, like becoming a successful full-time entrepreneur, speaking on the TEDx Detroit stage, living abroad with my family, and conquering my very real fear of speaking on video camera. And I've accomplished those things using tip number 4 that I'm excited to share with you today, which is that you visualize your success. Now, visualization is the single most powerful tool I have discovered next to my own self-control and discipline when it comes to achieving goals. It is incredibly difficult to achieve something that you cannot imagine for yourselves and that you don't have the discipline to maintain. So there are actually 5 tips within this one tip that I want to share for you really quickly. So the first is that you carefully and intentionally craft your mental vision down to the smallest details. Now, for example, as I prepare for my own talks and workshops, I visualize and practice my facial expressions, my hand gestures, how I'm going to lean into my audience, the vibe that I want to create. And I close my eyes to see them clapping their hands and snapping their fingers, sitting on the edges of their seats. I see their facial expressions and every aspect of the vision and the feeling that I want to create when I do my talks. And so I imagine all of that and I write it down. And I actually do this next step, which is to mindfully meditate on that. I sit quietly. I practice my breathing and I get in tune and in sync with my breath. And I play that vision over and over again. Even if I don't, try to audibly practice the words, I see myself gesturing on stage. I feel the words like flowing through my body. I try to get a vision for how my breath is going to be as I deliver things, the pace that I'm going to be talking about, the energy that I'm going to be bringing about. And I meditate on that. Now, I have a really good friend and a business partner named Shantae Hooks, who is a mindfulness and meditation expert, and there's nobody better than her, flat out. And she leads something every month called the Mindful Mirror Community. So I'm going to put that information below so that you can join her Mindful Mirror Community, because she is great at helping people build skills for mindfulness and meditation. So that leads me to tip 3 of this tip, which is to be careful about who you share your vision with and how. And it might not be for the reasons that you're thinking. It's because of how our brains actually work. So psychology research actually shows that when we share our goals out and people congratulate us and celebrate with us, just on the thought that we might accomplish something great, which sounds good, our brains actually get a rush of dopamine that satisfies us. And that dopamine effect makes you feel like you have accomplished something when you might not have even started putting pen to paper on your goals yet. So be careful about posting things, especially on social media, around the people, friends, and family that love you already. Because if you share that, hey, I have something coming, something exciting is brewing, and you haven't really crafted that idea out yet, you might experience that rush of dopamine and you might have the opposite effect on your motivation. It won't motivate you to get the work done. It'll make you feel like you've already done something great, and it will thwart your goals. So part 4 here, your tip 4 within this tip is that you align your words, activities, decisions, actions, attitudes with your vision. I cannot stress this enough. This is the number 1 factor to my success, not just in speaking, but in business, in life, in parenting. I align everything I do to what I want the outcomes to be. Okay, so my words, activities, decisions, actions, affiliations was the one I forgot. I align everything and I apply self-control and discipline to keep those things aligned. So when you think about your alignment, think about it as, the things that you decide to do. If they're not in alignment with your vision, they're going to pull away from your vision, but you want to create the opposite effect. You want your attitude and all these other things that I mentioned to push you toward and through achieving your vision, achieving your goal. You don't want those things detracting and pulling away. And the last thing is that once you're doing all these things, that you repeatedly rehearse them, okay? You repeatedly rehearse these steps. You will be amazed at what you accomplish when you first see it with your imagination and when you apply a discipline to it, and not just a little bit of discipline. It's a lot of discipline. It's a lot of work, but I promise you it is so worth it. Have a great day.